What's going on, my friends? We are here for round 2 of the Gauntlet, this time on 10.69.2.2. We're going to do the same thing we did last time, 3 laps to see if the vehicle can handle it any better than it did on the last patch, or the last iteration. I don't know the proper terminology right off the top of my head at the moment. First stop's a little abrupt here. We should go. Okay, well, that's awesome. Stare at me all you want. We'll add that to the human error counter. We are going to keep track of disengagements, interventions, and human error like that one. So, when it comes to these disengagements, I'm going to count highway as well, of course. There was a little confusion in the last video, and there has been in the past about counting the highway and the city stuff. So highway full self-driving does navigate and change lanes and do a lot of what the city streets version does. However, it has not really been iterated on much to our knowledge. So with that being said, keep that in mind as you watch this challenge, so you don't, I don't know, confuse the two or count the highway stuff to the same degree as you would count the city stuff. But I'm going to count every disengagement on the screen just for continuity's sake. So here's our first right, which then we go into our very difficult left that seems to have the beta on edge, so to speak. As lap 2 last time, it actually bailed on the turn altogether. So come on, let's go. Get on it. Here we go. Same settings, average. Let's see if we get an actual turn. Yep, just jumpy, but that's pretty standard on this current patch. We're not hugging the wall, which is nice, so that's a little bit better. The last one was a little close, a little close. Looks like we're totally clear too. It's been doing really good here, so hopefully it keeps this up. It definitely seems to target this lane change better. Very good acceleration there. Again, run average. I don't like running assertive because it's too common that it'll make mistakes when it comes to passing cars versus navigating, which is separate from Mad Max mode. I have speed-based lane changes on the highway disabled altogether, but I've had a comment or two from an individual that me saying it's in Mad Max mode and then complaining about it going around cars doesn't make sense. Again, 2 separate software stacks. Mad Max is only on the highway, so keep that in mind as well. We're coming up here to our very difficult Friars exit. We have the fork to the 8 east. We need to actually stay on the Friars exit though. And then right after that, the hotel circle off ramp that the vehicle tends to go around too fast if there's no car in front of us. We'll see how it does. Pretty standard deceleration through here. Not as slow as it has in the past. Let's see, we're gonna go straight? Nope. Disengaging. Re-engaging. So there's another one. It'll be so nice when that's a consistent success every time. Again, that's gonna have to come with version 11 when we finally have everything together. You can see where somebody must have went off the road here. Now see, we're accelerating all the way up to 80 kilometers an hour, which is still far too fast through there. So it's another disengagement. These 2 parts, when it nails this every time on version 11, it's just gonna be such a breath of fresh air. We're kind of jiggling around here because there's an absence of a lane line, and the NOA code is not as capable of maintaining itself like the city streets code is. And we are accelerating pretty good through here. Last time it was going to choose the wrong lane. I'm going to let it if it does. Oh man, it is getting it through here. Still highway speed limits through here as we come down to our hairpin. With cars in front of us, we'll just see how this goes. The vehicle doesn't need to fully stop through this right turn. On 10.11.2, it actually nailed this hairpin most of the time. I'd say it was about an 80% success rate on 10.11. 10.12 was really bad. It pretty much never did it right. Let's see, 10.69.2.2. Brief pause is fine to make sure it's clear, but taking too long. Giving throttle. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and report that. Trying to pay better attention to making sure, even while I'm commentating, that I report the things that I find to be an error. I don't typically report the highway stuff because it seems like a moot point. We were never really told that the report button helps there. Sometimes I do. I mean, all right, let's see. All the way at the end. Now it's going to start getting over. Now it needs to stay in this lane as it comes around. Ooh, it almost wanted to jump to the left turn lane. I like that it's choosing to just go ahead and stay here, because there have been times in the past where we're sitting diagonally in these two lanes and it's just sloppy. All right. The Intentacle looks like it's projecting to the right path. Love that name that a viewer suggested. Intention line, tentacle. Let's call it the Intentacle. I'm just cheesy enough to run with that. Okay, so first lap thoughts. 163 merge was good. The turn left down to the merge was just as choppy as it was last time, but it didn't bail out. And then, of course, the Friars exits from 8 East and Hotel, those are still a problem. That's really nothing new there. And then the hairpin, it came through a lot smoother than it has before, but it's still taking far too long there. It was totally clear on all sides, and we had 2 cars coming up behind us, so there's no need to slow everyone down. Ooh, all right, random U-turn. We're gonna add that to the human error counter. All right, let's get into that left lane. When it comes to what that Prius just did, it's interesting. I consider that a human error because they did it really abruptly while they were in front of me. Had I come up on them doing a 3-point turn or something, and I had plenty of time to react and slow down, maybe I wouldn't have counted it. Let me know what you guys think. We're coming up to the end here, basically getting to the charger. There's really nothing to see at this point, so we'll go ahead and flash forward to lap 2. All right, here we are for lap 2. Let's see if we can get 3 successful 163 merge entrance points, including the first left turn. If not, if it bails, we'll go on an adventure and see where it takes us. And if we get a weird map glitch, I'm gonna try to let it figure it out. Unless it's something that might be either unsafe, illegal, or it just starts to panic. Well, let's see what we got. Seems to be a little less squirrely about going next to these cars. I know on the first Gauntlet with 10.69, it got really squirrely and we keep on coming too far to the right. Let's see how it reacts to this car here that's sort of in the middle of the road. I won't call that a human error yet. He's doing okay. I'm paying close attention to the little Intentacle to make sure it doesn't treat anything like an obstacle that it shouldn't be. All right, we should wait for this guy. Doing good. Now let's get it. Still far too slow off the stop sign for my liking, but honestly, a very, very minor complaint. I mean, better safe than sorry, and at least it's moving. If it stopped or failed to really go anywhere, that'd be a different discussion. Let's see how we handle with this larger SUV here. Should be fine. Got okay visibility, but we need to inch forward a bit more. We're clear after the silver car. It needs to go. Taking too long. All right. Slow and steady as she goes. Got a nice red Mustang Mach-E right here. All right, Mew, dive in. Let's go. Don't get too confused here, buddy. We're gonna get a little jiggle. No, in fact, a really, really good left turn. All right, and a nice solid controlled right. It's kind of like his going up in here before. So now we got a Lexus coming up on us kind of fast. Do we have some etiquette? We do, awesome. Beautiful. It took its opportunity and got over. So much better start to lap 2, much better. Let's see how the rest of it goes. Just gonna cruise around here and then we'll jump right into this turn lane, depending on this car. And he came out flying. Okay, how are you gonna handle this? Gonna try to get ahead of him? See how this Mercedes behaves. All right, cool. Sometimes with other humans, you gotta be just aggressive enough to make your claim on a lane. And then he's gonna race by us. All right, coming up to the caution lights, so we're gonna have our deceleration kick in. Not too bad, which I like. It's not overly decelerating. This is a rather sharp right-hand exit here, so I understand it slowing down as much as it does. There we go. Lap 2 is killing it. Now, since I didn't get, since I didn't disengage, I bet it's gonna actually treat this properly. See, it did. I have a theory. Disengaging at that fork where it splits off and re-engaging, I think, speculation alert here, that there is some latency issue for the system to kind of get in gear. Because similar to when I give it throttle input or anything, it takes a couple seconds for it to compensate and kind of get its head straight, so to speak. And I've noticed in the past when I don't have to disengage for that first exit that it typically slows down properly for Hotel Circle. So that was interesting. Right now lap 2 is completely killing it, and we've got some traffic, so don't think we'll have much of a problem with the hairpin given how many people are up here. Would love to hear y'all's opinions and thoughts on the way the system's behaving this time, and on my speculation with the back-to-back exits and how not disengaging might impact that it did it right, or if that was just good luck. I mean, I guess we'll see with lap 3. Hopefully we can kind of reproduce those results. Got a lot of really intelligent viewers, and I love everything that you guys have to contribute. That guy just racing by. Smoothly flowing through here. Now you can see over here, the humans are doing it right. They're coming through, and they're flowing through this right turn. Because that white SUV, that's in their own lane. The right lane, or sorry, the left lane on that road. Our inside lane has its own lane, so we shouldn't stop. And we are stopping. I'm gonna give it throttle. Come on, Subaru, you're fine. So I'll go ahead and report that back. I realized on the very first lap with the really choppy left turn that I didn't report that. That's my bad. Was really focused on making sure the vehicle went through that turn safely, so it skipped my mind. But on the 163 turns, if it does get really sloppy or mess up, I'm gonna try to get involved. So very good through there. Now, really late here, and this Honda's right on us in this turn lane, so this is bad. We're getting over way too late, and the light's turning red. We're partially in the lane. I'm gonna report that back to Tesla. We are enough in the turning lane that we're okay, but that was very sloppy. We've got this Nissan behind us. I mean, there are plenty of people that have done this worse. All right, here we go. Stay in the proper lane, don't cut in. Loop around, getting a little spooked by the peds. And we're off. So this is one of the reasons that I decided to do the Gauntlet instead of just the standard Friars Challenge, because every now and then you'd have those one-offs where it hit everything and did well and passed it perfectly. But I would never be that quick to say that it's beaten the Friars Challenge, because one-offs are one-offs. 3 laps, that's a whole different story. When it can do 3 laps perfectly, I don't even know. Like that'll be crazy. I'll probably be losing my mind on the entire drive. I suspect that that level of consistency again will come with version 11. But this lap was really good. As I think back, the left turn to the 163 on-ramp was very smooth, especially in comparison to the prior lap. And the 163 merge was great. We even had a car coming up to our left, and it executed properly. Thankfully, that human had a little etiquette and backed off. And then it nailed both of the highway exits. And the hairpin was pretty good. I mean, I gave it throttle there, to be fair. I didn't have to disengage, though. So, lap 2, I would say, was a very impressive success. Now, we'll go ahead and try to close this out with a good lap 3. So I will see you guys in a few seconds. All right, everybody, here we go. Lap 3. What just happened? All right, Mio wants to change it up, guys. So we're going a slightly different route on the Friars Challenge. Interesting. Okay, so I mean, hey, whatever. Just going down a different straight road. Totally fine. Peeking out. We are clear. You need to execute. Come on. I'm giving it a little throttle because, oh, never mind. Oh, ha! The second my foot touched the pedal, Mia was like, I got it. So no intervention there. Alrighty. So, I mean, quick recap. If you guys fast forward to lap 3, lap 1, pretty much the same as last time. Pretty rough. Lap 2, really smooth. Hopefully lap 3 can mirror lap 2, minus our interesting kind of new selection for the route we're using. I mean, the beginning portion of this is mostly just kind of getting ready for the actual challenge, which is to make it onto the 163, go down the highway, and make it to the Friars supercharger without disengagement. So hopefully we get lucky on the Friars exit and no issues on the highway. Kind of lingering. There we go. At least for this upcoming right, we don't have to worry so much about clarity or visibility peeking out from that street to our right. Good deceleration, waiting for this car. Now we're clear. Let's go. Very good. Oh, it's a little nervous around this tree. Okay, slight pause and jeez, it got on the accelerator. Oh, this will be interesting. Man, that person just flew in. So this is how everyone kind of does it. We're lingering a little bit because the car's ahead of us. We're doing our lead to the right, which is pretty common for this turn. Now, when it decides to go, hopefully we get a nice smooth left. Come on. Are you bailing? Don't bail on it. There you go. That was actually really good. Left me wondering if it was going to take the turn, but once it decided to execute, that was smooth. It didn't do a whole lot of jerking around. Good placement in this turn. Now let's see if we're going to have a clear merge. Okay, we got a window between this Tesla and the Ford behind us, so let's go, get over. Oh, you're really getting on the brakes. Way too much. We have lost our opportunity, it seems. It's trying to find its way over. Are you going to do it? Are you going to... Oh! I don't know why the truck honked. Impatient, I guess. I mean, we were totally clear behind us, to be clear. I'm saying clear too much. The Honda minivan was kind of in a similar boat because the road was so busy right there, no one could get over. And in the past, the Beta would just bail to the right lane and continue on to Washington Street. So that was a unique first. I've never had that happen before. And it did everything safely. The white pickup truck was just very impatient and wanted to take advantage of an empty lane, when frankly, he can just sit in the lane he's in and deal with it, in my opinion. That is a difficult on-ramp scenario. It's a very short amount of time to make a decision, and when you have a lot of people going down the 163 in both lanes, sometimes you just can't find your opportunity. But I'm glad the Beta was able to. Okay, here we go. Flipping the coin. Heads or tails? Are we gonna make this? Nope. Alright, we got cars in front of us, so there's a good chance. I'll go ahead and hit that report button. Anyway, just try to build a habit there. Now, good deceleration, but usually we start to then accelerate right around here. Oh, but it's not. Very nice. See, we're coming in this around 50K, which is the good speed to come into this corner. Now, what comes to mind with that interaction back there, while we shimmy back and forth in this lane, is that for that 163 merge, I don't feel like that was a mistake or something that needed to be reported, but what do you guys think? I felt like it did well in its decision making and found its opportunity and got over in a tough scenario. And all right, we have a route fail, but like I said before, I'm gonna let this happen. The reason I don't on the Friars to 8 East is because that one has been dangerous in the past, or potentially dangerous, let me be clear, because of those who will take me out of context. It has been a potential danger in the past of it wanting to recorrect itself, or sorry, just correct itself and get back onto the Friars exit. And that's not a scenario that I want to allow. That it's an unnecessary danger. You know, long story short. But with this, you know, it was a rerouting issue. So my brain and my mouth can't keep up with each other at the moment because I'm trying to really pay attention to what's around me while commentating. We're on a hell of a detour here. So we decided to go a different path in the very beginning. Had a very unique and interesting scenario with it deciding how it was going to get onto the highway with plenty of clearance. Don't worry, all the proper FUD defense will be in my video. And then now a unique route decided for the end of this course. I mean, the navigation was proper when we initially selected the route, but I think similar to the last video, there was a mid-route glitch where it decided to change it. And it's annoying when it does that. Okay, so we got a no turn on red here. So, oh, timing is amazing. I thought we were gonna have to take over. Come on, baby. See, that right there, that is how it should treat that hairpin that we normally take. It needs to just flow around and keep going. I don't know if because there is a stop sign on the left that it causes the system to pause, or if it's just being safe and checking for visibility, even though it doesn't necessarily need to. But yeah, we're getting a bit of an elongated Friars challenge this time around, and we've got a random slowdown, and we're picking back up. Okay. Proper speed limit detection through here, which is good. I'll pay attention to see if as we get close to our hairpin, if the speed limit detection changes, because that has been a little fluke. I mean, the vehicle hasn't excessively sped up or reached highway speeds on this access road, so, you know, no safety concerns. But there is a lot to pay attention to and keep up with when doing these challenge videos, because they're going to be more stressful, which is going to cause my brain to fire on all cylinders and go all over the place. So if I get tongue-tied or blabber on too much or whatever, my apologies. This is the way it goes. So this is just showing you how long this came, and you'll be able to see this from a different perspective now, which is kind of cool. This is our hairpin, and this is where everyone's coming out. And you can see even some humans kind of pause and sit there, because we got our own lane to the left, and this will better illustrate that. Like, this white SUV should just cruise around while he's turning, so that's separate. Good weight there, but you can see the Prius kept on going. I'm gonna count that as a human error. I saw her at the very last second cut over her lane to try to go left. A minor human error, but still a human error. I'm gonna be as critical on humans as people will be on the FSD Beta. See, we need a stage like this guy did. After the intersection, he got over and he's getting ready for this left turn, whereas we're still speeding up. Speed limit's fine though, that's good to see. We got no one coming up behind us. A little bit earlier, that's a little bit nicer, but still, planning and staging could go a lot sooner than it is. We've got good path prediction. Well, I mean, geez, that had tentacles all over the place. Was kind of scrolling to the right a couple of times, as long as it executes. All right, finishing up lap 3. Nice smooth left turn. What a lap. That was pretty crazy. So we had one fail on the highway, and then a completely strange reroute that took us way out of the way. But we let it happen because it was able to complete the route and get back over this direction. There's another version of that glitch where that hairpin is, where that's basically an off-ramp, on-ramp scenario. The map actually wants us to do a 180, like a U-turn back onto the highway. And that's a case where I was mentioning in the beginning of the video that I would let it do it unless there was an illegal or unsafe maneuver involved. But that wasn't unsafe or illegal at all, just a different course. So Mutis decided lap 3 he was going to mix it up. But that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of variation there, but good consistent performance on that left turn down to the 163, which is a stark improvement over 10.69.2, where it was just freaking out. I mean, technically lap 1 was a little shaky, but we didn't have any bailouts, and 2 out of the 3 turns were solid. Smooth left in and good 163 execution. Lap 3, I mean, it had to really push to the end of the on-ramp lane before it would have to go on and take the Washington off-ramp. So for it to be able to slow down and plan an amount of time it needs to actually get on the highway and accelerate, I think that was a screaming success and a really fun edge case to watch. Getting honked at, completely irrelevant in my opinion, because the guy was still in his lane, and it was just a human honking to honk. Or because maybe he thought that I was going to try to jump all the way over into the left lane, whatever. But love to hear all your thoughts down below. That is a successful Gauntlet challenge. I can't wait to do another one. Hopefully we get a new update or a new version soon. But I'll catch you guys in the next video.